Hello, my baddies. Welcome back. In today's episode, I want to speak about the importance of excuse me, self-regulating, right? As a baddie, having a calm nervous system is just important. Never, ever, ever make decisions just based off your emotions, right? Sometimes you might feel a surge of emotions. You might feel sadness. I'm not saying these things are bad things as a human. Life is full of so many roller coasters, ups and downs. But I always say before you make any decision, and sometimes even before you speak, make sure you are self regulating. Make sure you are calming yourself down. Make sure you are taking care of any dark emotion you might be feeling, just so you don't go out there and make big mistakes that have big consequences at the end, right? So, different ways to self regulate. As you can see, I have my tea, right? So, like before I jump on content, I make sure I process. I make sure I drink my tea and I make sure I get to a very calm headspace, right? That is so important, right? Because it will affect your work. If you don't self regulate, it can affect your work, it can affect your relationships, and it can just affect what you say and how you come across. You ever talk to someone that just when you speak to them, it kind of feels like they're just not here with us, like they're having their own like background emotional chaos. And that is because they lack self regulation, right? So another way to self-regulate is also EFT tapping. I love tapping. There's so many ones on YouTube, and it's just you basically affirming yourself and tapping different points of your body. That really cools down any extra energy. It really clears any brain rot or any gunk. Sometimes it's hard for us to move forward. Sometimes it's hard for us to really create if you are so stuck in the past. And I noticed that EFT tapping is just amazing to release you from the past, release you from energy or just mindsets that keep you stuck, right? Another way to self regulate is to take walks. Taking walks is really, really, number one, puts you outside because most times when you're inside all day, you're not really getting a clear picture of what's going on. But when you get outside, you're able to see other people, you're able to kind of process it from a bigger picture perspective, right? So I would say nature walks. Another way to self regulate is to journal, get all your anger out. Like I said in the last video, I'm not afraid of being the mean girl, and I definitely have a burn book, and that is my way of self regulating, right? When someone steps on my foot, when they trigger me, instead of just emotionally reacting then, because again, you have to think like, who are you dealing with? Are you dealing with someone that cannot handle tough emotions, right? If so, I journal. And that is a part of self regulating, just asking yourself, what is making you annoyed? What is hurting you? What is triggering you at the moment? And how can you see past it so you do not blow up your life by reacting to a person that just cannot handle it, right? And so that is also a part of self regulating. Also, deep breathing. Whenever I get super, super, like, obviously, like, you're human, you are going to get angry, you are going to get sad. But instead of just blowing up and exploding and doing things because of that emotion, take deep breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. These are all ways to regulate your nervous system so that you do not make mistakes. So I know this video is really short, but that's all I have for tonight. Bye.